And perhaps you remember during the presidential campaign, we met a writer and musician, Derrick Ashong. He became a YouTube phenomenon after posting a video about Barack Obama that received more than 1 million hits. Derrick wanted to find out more about a husband and wife serving time in California for using and distributing medical marijuana. So CNN gave him a camera.
Even though medical marijuana is legal in California, the federal government sees all marijuana use as a crime. Dr. Molly Fry is a double mastectomy survivor. Her chemotherapy treatments made her nauseous.
4 different pills and 3 different IVs, and he could not stop the vomiting.
So her doctor prescribed pot.
The doctor said, I think that you really should use marijuana. I attribute my weight, persistence, and my ability to maintain my health due exclusively to the use of the marijuana.
While in remission, Dr. Fry, herself a medical doctor, and her husband Dale Schaefer, an attorney, began recommending marijuana to other patients. They began growing marijuana, in some cases, giving it away.
Which I believed in my heart was 100% legal and 100% my job to care for people who could not care for themselves.
Legal under California law, but not legal under federal law. In March 2008, Dr. Fry and her husband were sentenced to 5 years in a federal prison for growing and distributing marijuana, the minimum sentence under federal law. Tony Serra is their attorney.
There is no defense. The federal authorities have put marijuana in Schedule 1. That means to them, it's the same as methamphetamine. Has no medical efficacy.
We were told that marijuana has no medical value. Well, I'm here to tell you it has lots of medical value. I know from my own personal experience with me, with her, with the 5,000 to 10,000 patients that we saw.
But Tony Serra says the federal government makes a different case.
But do you want another drug on the street? Do you want your children available another drug? Don't you see what will happen? It'll lead to methamphetamine. Pretty soon they'll be robbing banks. That's one argument.
Yes, a lot of people use marijuana, but a lot more will if it's legal.
Tony Rivera is a former San Francisco police chief.
So if you legalize it, you're really opening Pandora's box.
Rivera told me that the medical marijuana situation creates confusion for law enforcement on many levels. Who's allowed to distribute it? And is it even going to real patients? What is the status of legalization or lack thereof of marijuana in the state of California?
I think most law enforcement people will tell you that right now the medical marijuana initiative in California is out of control.
President Obama has said he was against using the federal government to raid medical marijuana shops, that federal resources shouldn't be used to circumvent state laws.
The Obama administration has said clearly that they will not be raiding medical marijuana facilities anytime soon.
And California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger wants more debate on the issue.
And I think that we ought to study very carefully on what other countries are doing that have legalized marijuana.
But he's not speaking out of truth and idealism. He's speaking out of economic desperation.
You're legalizing a vice simply so Sacramento, where I think most of us are in agreement spending is out of control, can do more spending.
So while city, state, and federal officials try to make sense of it all, Dale Schaefer and Dr. Molly Fry are free on bail, awaiting their appeal.
I do not belong in jail, certainly not in federal prison. I'm 52 years old. I have another 20 years of service to my community, and I don't want to lose that time.
Boy, that was writer and musician Derrick Ashong reporting for us.